Hello, I'm attorney Matt Parker with the elder law firm of Marshall Parker & Weber. I'm here today to talk to you about what are Medicaid annuities. These are complicated but very helpful tools in helping somebody qualify for medical assistance. Now, first I need to talk to you about what is the Medicaid program. The Medicaid program helps pay for a lot of things, including the cost of care of people in a nursing facility. However, not everybody is going to be eligible for the Medicaid program. There's a lot of financial criteria you have to meet before being determined eligible. Now, what's typically done is that your resources are counted to determine if you are eligible. If you have too many of what they call available resources, you're not going to be eligible for the program. Now, the resource limitations are different from a single person versus a married couple. If you're single, the so-called available resources are limited somewhere between $2,400 and $8,000. Think of the available resources as the cash that you can use to pay for your care. Most of those cash or investment assets will be counted up to determine if you're eligible. If you're married, your available resource limitation will be different. The resource limitation is typically half of those countable assets. Half will be the community spouse's share, half will be the share of the person entering the nursing home. Now, there is a maximum that you can keep. Right now, that maximum is just over $130,000. However, it changes every year. There are also unavailable resources, such as your car, your house, your burial accounts, and personal property. Now, typically, if somebody needs to qualify for Medicaid, they might find some items to spend those available resources down, such as a new car or maybe burial accounts. Those are particularly common things to spend your money on. Now, a lot of times you'll have so many excess resources that spending down on those common items is not practical. For example, if a couple had $400,000 of countable monies, well, the spouse at home will be able to keep $130,000, leaving the balance of $270,000 exposed. No amount of burial accounts or a new car is going to spend that money down. So they have to think of a different way to shelter those resources. Setting up a spousal annuity, often called a Medicaid annuity, is one of the practical ways you can shelter those resources. What the spouse staying at home does is invest that excess resources into a single premium immediate annuity. This contract actually pays the spouse at home a fixed amount of money for a term of years, actually paying back all of those resources to the community spouse. Thankfully, those payments are not available to pay for the spouse's care who's going to the nursing home. Now, there are some rules associated with creating these annuities. The annuity has to be irrevocable, non-assignable, fixed payments over time, and you do have to name the state Medicaid agency as the primary beneficiary, so if the spouse at home dies, the Medicaid agency is going to have a claim on the balance of those funds up to the amount of money paid to the spouse who's in the nursing home. However, the plan works great if the community spouse has a life expectancy that's going to likely outlive the person in the nursing home. Now, if you're single, Medicaid annuities are also used, but in a very different context. They're typically used when a gift has been made. Now, Medicaid has rules associated with making people not eligible for assistance if they've made a gift within the last 5 years. So, for example, if someone has given their home to their son a year ago and they're applying for Medicaid today, let's say that home was worth $100,000, they're not eligible for 9 months of Medicaid. Well, how do you fix that problem? Well, hopefully this person still has some resources and they can invest in a Medicaid annuity. That Medicaid annuity will pay for the cost of their care for the next 9 months. Along with their other sources of income, it'll actually pay the nursing home bill. That's a way you can basically shelter the home that's been given away while paying through the period of ineligibility caused by the gift. Those are typically the two common ways you can use annuities to help somebody shelter assets in the nursing home: the spousal annuity and the annuity to address the gift that's been made in the last 5 years. Now, these are complicated planning techniques, so I encourage you to visit an attorney at Marshall Parker & Weber to learn more.